What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and I just got back from Quakecon 2018, and while I was there, Bethesda was nice enough to let me go behind closed doors and try out some games that aren't quite out yet and record some gameplay, and this is one I specifically wanted to sit down with because I am a huge fan of Elder Scrolls. Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim are some of my favorite things I've ever had the honor to play, but this one, it's a little bit more strange. Now, you guys know I don't really enjoy cell phone games in general because they never feel like a full-fledged experience. They're always just a tiny slice of something that's bigger and could be better, but this one is certainly trying. I will give Blades credit for the fact that while it is just a limited cell phone game, it has some stuff that I think is rather inventive. Let's break down what this demo was. So there were two separate dungeons I could go through, one called Castle and another one called Forest, and each one seemed to highlight a different part of the game, one of them being more environmental stuff like chopping down vines and fighting off goblins, and the other one was a little bit more about exploration and checking out different pots and things that I could smash in the environment to try and get extra items. Now, for this demo, I couldn't find any sort of inventory. I just kept picking up different items and getting a bunch of money, but I don't know how it was spent. The core thing that they definitely wanted me to try and get the feel for was the combat, and this is actually the one thing that I think is really good. So basically, you walk up to an enemy, and then by tapping the screen, you have this little circle appear, and the longer you hold it, if you release at the exact right moment, you're going to do a stronger attack, and this is kind of cool because at least it's rhythmic. If you're somebody who enjoys doing magic more, such as myself, you're able to cast several different spells. In this case, the demo provided a lightning spell and a frost armor spell, and also something that was really powerful and I wasn't using at the start because I'm an idiot, which is a shield bash, which seems to stun my foes. All of this is interesting, but it immediately jumped out to me of the biggest flaw to Elder Scrolls Blades as far as I could notice was that I really wish this game had some sort of more normal control style. The graphics are fantastic, and I think in general the level of detail they've put into this is quite spectacular. But my problem was that I really don't like the idea of just having such a simplistic touch interface. I so badly was craving having some sort of controller or at least touch buttons on the screen that would give me controller-like options. I wish that instead of just tapping or slashing on the screen, I could try and charge up a super spell or aim a bow by holding down a button longer and aim more precisely. This is definitely one of those things where the development studio was trying to find something that looked like Elder Scrolls, but it doesn't really feel like Elder Scrolls. As I progressed through both these dungeons and beat them, I was really taken aback by the fact that they managed to do so much to make the general world at least really have a look and appearance and a sound that fits in tune with other Elder Scrolls. In fact, I'd even say that some of this stuff actually looks better than Skyrim, or at least the launch version of Skyrim. I think that they're definitely working on the engine to try and make this look like a step past the original games. Something though that's really kind of strange is that while I was there, I was trying to talk to all the people that were involved with this to try and get a straight answer as to what else this might be coming out on, because when they were first doing the big interviews as to what Elder Scrolls was supposed to be, Blades was said that it was going to be on cell phones first and find some way to make it interact with other systems, which I can only assume means that eventually it is going to come to Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4, and when that happens, I'm betting it's going to have some sort of free-to-play elements. Maybe there will be no open-world exploration and instead there will only be these dungeons, or maybe it'll be something where I'm earning cash as I go through these things, but maybe I can only earn so much, and in order to upgrade gear, I'm going to eventually have to spend real money to get play money. It's hard to tell what this is supposed to be in general, but I like the roots that it's putting down. I still hate cell phone games down to my very core, but for what this is, it's pretty impressive. I guess my biggest issue is that more and more I kind of wanted just the tiniest slice of additional depth. Well, some way to try and customize my spells, or an extra way to try and sneak in dungeons and do a super attack instead of just having real limited functionality. The last thing that I tried to test is something that Todd Howard himself was hyping up, which is the idea that you could play this game both horizontally and vertically, which I guess he thinks is a big deal, and I can actually confirm that that is true. I put it on vertical mode and killed a couple of goblins just to see how good it works, and it does. But still, at the end of the day, this isn't really Skyrim in your pocket so much as it is something that's a facsimile of a bigger promise. Elder Scrolls Blades is probably going to improve over time, but for what it is now, I need to see more before I can make a final decision. I did sign up for the beta, and I will be installing it on my phone whenever it finally comes out, because I want to see more and understand how they're supposed to make money off this, and if I can just pay up front and avoid all those dirty microtransactions. But hopefully this was a little bit useful for you, because this is a project that I was curious about ever since we saw it at E3. But what are your thoughts on this? Are you somebody who can ever really get into a handheld pocket version of Elder Scrolls, or do you think this is something that needs to be on a really legit console, that way it can be as big as it needs to be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Oh, hey, I was just playing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto on my Darth Vader PSP. Are you curious what I'm going to come out with next? Well, if you click this button, you'll be subscribed to be the first to know. Also, if you click over here and here, you can see my latest review and my latest top 10. I promise, it was super good. Or it was really bad, and I'm sure you can just make fun of me in the comments. Either way, it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching.